These gnome-inspired Pom Pom Santas are just as cute sitting on your shelf as they are hanging in your tree. They're easy to make, so let me show you how. For this project, you will need white yarn, a note card, scissors, red felt, craft or fabric glue, a wood beater pom-pom, googly eyes, and if you want to make an ornament, a needle and monofilament or a fishing line. Start by making the pom-pom beard of your Santa. Use a 3x5 card the long way and wrap your yarn very loosely around it about 100 times. So one full loop around counts as 1, 2, 3, and keep going until you get to 100. Once you get to 100, cut off the yarn and then cut another piece of yarn to tie around the middle. So we're going to gently remove that card and set your bundle of yarn across the piece that you just cut and make sure that it is centered. Then tie a knot around the middle. Again, make sure it's perfectly centered. And tie it as tight as you can. You might want to get a friend to hold a finger down there so that you can tie it easier. I'm going to do it the hard way and just do it myself. Okay. Now comes the fun part. You're going to cut through all of the loops. Make sure that you cut them in the middle. Okay, once all of the loops are cut, you're going to trim down the pom-pom to make the beard. Now, when we make a traditional very round pom-pom, you would cut it really close and tight to make it perfectly round, but we're not going to do that. We want the beard to be a little bit loose and not so tight. So I'm going to find the middle there, and I'm going to imagine that this is where the hat and the face is going to go, but I'm going to trim the rest of this into a nice beard shape. So I'm going to go shorter up on each side and keep it longer down at the bottom. Make it into kind of a V shape. And I'm going to cut some shorter pieces up here, up front. And just keep trimming and cutting till it looks how you would want it to be. And remember, it's going to be sitting like this. So I'm going to cut off these really long pieces at the end. So to make the hat, we're going to use red felt, but I like to cut a little pattern first out of my 3x5 card. And you're going to make a cone, and so I just cut off the edges, leave about an inch or so to go into the top, cut a diagonal, and then you want to round off the bottom just slightly. I cut that angle a little too sharp, so I'm going to even that out. Okay, doesn't have to be perfect. Just something roughly like that should do the trick. All right, then I'm just going to cut the shape out of my red felt. Now you're going to put glue along one side. I have a thick white craft glue here. A fabric glue might be even better. But just put a real generous amount of glue here. Then you're going to form the cone into a hat. So start with the point at the end and fold it carefully over, overlapping the side. And then I like to put my finger in the middle and just hold it for a minute or two to make sure that that seam stays shut. You could even set it down and just set a book on top of that for a minute until it's dry to make sure that it holds. when your hat is ready to go, flatten out the top of the pom-pom, and you're going to glue the hat in place right on top there. So we're going to put glue all around the bottom of the hat. All right. Set it in place there. Now we're going to glue on the face. I've got a wood bead for the nose. You can use a pom-pom or a piece of felt or something, but I'm going to glue it so that the hole is on the side so that you can't see it. And you're going to put the nose in the middle, just right underneath the hat. So it's almost going to overlap over the hat just a little bit. Make sure you use enough glue to hold that in place securely. And then I'm going to glue the eyes on, and I'm actually going to glue them right onto the hat, just above the nose. And I think they look cuter close together, but you can do whatever looks good to you. All right, to finish off the face, I just cut 2 short pieces of the yarn, and I'm going to glue on some eyebrows. I like to slant them down and make them relatively long. Santa has those great fluffy eyebrows. Okay, we're going to let the face dry, so I'm going to set it aside for a minute. While that's drying, we're going to make a pom-pom for the hat. Now this is going to be a really small one, so I just used 2 fingers, and I'm just going to wrap about 25 times because it's going to be pretty small. Okay, cut a piece of string for the middle. Lay that down, center it the best you can, and tie a knot. Just the same as we did for the large pom-pom. Cut through the loops and trim it down. This one we are going to make it really tight and really full and round, so you're going to cut this one down quite far. Now just put a big blob of glue onto the pom-pom and just stick it right to the top of the hat. Press it down in as much as you can. All right, if you're just making the Santa to sit on your shelf, he's finished. If you would like to use it for an ornament, you can cut a piece of monofilament or a fishing line and thread it on a needle. And then just put it through the very top of the cap underneath the pom-pom. I did it while the glue is still wet. That's not a good idea. You probably want to do it when the glue is dry, but just pull it right through there. And then you can tie a knot at the top, and it's ready to hang on your tree. Please subscribe to my channel for more holiday ideas and craft projects. There's new videos every single week, so you don't want to miss one.